What is going on, guys? Nature Boy 3000. First things first, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like this video, do all that good stuff. Something just bit me. What's up, YouTube? How's it going? Women attraction. 1,000 views. Boom. Dunzos. It's crazy. You know, guys really are always thinking about that shit. I can't help but think, what could you do with your time? Like, what else could you do with your time? If you weren't so worried with women, right? Ego drives. What could you be doing with your time? What could you be doing with your mental capital to be able to be productive and build something, you know? Because daydreaming about women, chasing women, thinking about them, lusting after them, is honestly one of your first hurdles that you need to get over. Because a lot of you are so entrenched into pornography. And a big part of that is just your extreme, and it's almost like you need something so strong to satisfy your lust for women, so that has become porn, right? So you've taken this totally normal biological drive, which is the need for women in your life, and you've made it into this thing that is now toxic, right? You have overindulged in something that is so highly addictive, and you're using it as a distraction to distract you from the fact that you're not doing shit with your life, right? So the first thing that you need to overcome is your hyper dependence on an external source of peace and happiness within yourself, because you probably are attracted to pornography or some type of digital device that is filling a void within yourself, right? So the first thing I invite you to do is to meditate and to get clear on what's really going on within yourself. What baggage are you having? What traumas are you not working through? What are you trying to avoid, right? What are you running away from? That's the major question here. It's because if you're doing these behaviors that make you want to get away from your current situation, your current life, you know, you're eating really crappy food, you're watching stupid TV, you're watching YouTube videos, you're playing video games, you're jerking off, you're just distracting yourself. And, you know, that's usually the sign and symptom of a man who's running away from something, right? So ask yourself, what am I running away from? Oftentimes there's a lack of something within yourself. You're not complete, you're not whole. Because if you were whole, if you were complete, you wouldn't need so many distractions. You could just go outside, you could go for a walk, you could sit in your room by yourself, no distractions on, the TV's off, your phone's put away. Can you sit still for 30 minutes to an hour? Can you do that comfortably and at peace, right? That's gonna be a good criteria for how much trauma am I holding within myself, and how much inner work do I actually have to do to be able to get to a place where I can actually just sit in my own company and feel okay, right? So start rewiring that, right? I know that's why you're here on NoFap. I know that's why you're trying to get better, but you've got to relearn healthy relationships to other human beings, healthy relationships to women, because right now you need way too much stimulus. You need to dial it down, right? That's why they like to talk about dopamine detoxes and such things like that, is because that's what's going to get you on the straight and narrow, back to normal baseline levels of how you should feel according to your dopamine levels. But, you know, I still to this day will use women attraction as a hooking point just to get you to this point so you can hear this message, because, you know, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, the first thing you have to work through is working through and controlling your lust for women, right? The man who can control his desires, the man who can control his lust, is the man who's ultimately going to be successful. Most men can't control that side of themselves. Most men want to overindulge with women. They want to have sex all the time. They want to masturbate all the time. They want to overindulge in all the fleshy pleasures, right? It's a problem. It's a big problem because it's going to shortchange you on your potential. You're going to short yourself on how much you can maximize in this life in terms of your overall attractiveness as a man, in terms of your business potential, your overall net worth, your overall just growth in general. Every little goal that you want to meet is going to be cut in half because you're expending resources, very, very potent resources, your seed, your time, your attention, all on these things that give you nothing in return. So I would urge you, really zero in on why, if I'm scrolling through Instagram, why can't I just not look at the IG models? Why does every time I see a girl, I have to like look at it? Or if I see a chick in public, am I checking her out to the point where my eyes are gonna fall out of my head? Like, am I just looking that hard? I'm not trying to bash men for looking or for, being a man, because we all do it. Like, that's just a part of being a man. But there's a part of you that's just doing it a little too much. You're over exaggerating what we do as men, and it's become this thing that is now beta. It's this thing that's now desperate, and it's scarce, and it looks really pathetic, in my opinion. You look like a pathetic man when you act and behave in pathetic ways. So, a big part of it just comes down to the integrity you have in yourself, even when no one is watching, right? That's the most important thing. Who are you when no one is around? That's who you really are, right? Because you can act and behave in all sorts of ways that shows people and makes people think, oh, you're this crazy good guy, you have all this integrity. But once the door is closed and, the cameras are off, who are you really? What habits have you formed? Who are you? What's the man at his core? So fundamental change always happens on a core level. And I mean, so much revolves around just sitting still and being quiet so that you can get clear on who it is you are. Because most men, as I've said in videos before, have no idea who they are. They don't know what they want. They're lost. So in order to find yourself, even David Goggins talks about this. If you're a fan of David Goggins, he says, read your own book. People like to look for answers in other books and other places, but oftentimes we neglect the book that lies within. We have so much knowledge and wisdom within ourselves. If we just give ourselves the time and space, aka meditation, to allow those gems to blossom and appear, we would be so surprised what we actually have within ourselves, right? We have the blueprint. We have the roadmap of what we need to do next, the next move. If you're feeling lost, if you're feeling like misguided and you don't know what you want to do with your life, please sit still for as long as it takes. This is totally off topic. Well, it is on topic, but it's like something that just came to me right now. Oftentimes, I remember hearing in the Native American culture, they would, like, a young man from the Native American tribe would just go on a hike, and he would leave the tribe for weeks without food, without water, and he would survive somehow. But the point of that trip that he would make was he would go walking into the desert or into the forest, and he would just walk and walk and walk until he was basically tripping out, just having a psychedelic experience. Just, I don't know, maybe they ingested drugs, who knows what they did back then. But the point is, it's time with yourself. It's time alone to introspect. Very rarely do we give ourselves the gift of going out alone and coming back with the gems, coming back with the messages from the universe, from God, from within, right? So very rarely do we bless ourselves with the time and the space to do that. And I don't want to hear anyone saying, I don't know what to do, I'm depressed, I don't know what move to make. After you hear this message, you know what you have to do. You've got to be quiet. You've got to be still. And you got to make time for that, because if you don't make time for it, it'll just never happen. So yeah, go for a walk in the forest without water and food. All right, it's the safest thing you can do. And don't tell anyone you went. Don't do that. But yeah, I think I said enough in this video. I really think I did. The bugs are coming for me. They want your seed too. Women and bugs. They can feel it. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, guys.